Hello, guys. This is Dr. Palaniappan Manickam. We have a very special guest in our show. Her name is Ashwini, and she's so young, she's so energetic, and she runs a whole private dietitian company by herself. And she's a master's in clinical nutrition. I can keep on adding her profile. I just wanted to bring her to the channel to show you, or actually discuss about the common tips and tricks during this intermittent fasting technique that will help you to sustain this fasting method, and also to see what are the myths around it, so that that can be busted. All right, let's welcome her right away. Hi Ashwini, welcome to the channel.
Thank you. Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm doing very good. Thank you for your flexibility. You are actually woken up early in the morning at 6:30 a.m. I should tell this to people.
Thank you. That's absolutely fine. You're trying to make a early person sleep early. Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you for
absolutely.
that.
I love when anybody follows the circadian rhythm. I just absolutely love it. Not only me, your body will love it as well, as you.
Absolutely.
So
Right.
let me just be very specific and then very clear, so that even though if it's like a short 30-40 minute interview, I want my audience to take few good takeaways from this interview, right? So
Sure.
number one is, let imagine me as your patient. I'm coming as for weight loss, right? So uh, what is the first thing that you will do to me to change the mindset? Because one thing that you mentioned in our discussion was psychologist, the behavioral therapist, the mental health is more important than actually doing workout and also following all the other protocol. Can you touch briefly upon what you do practically on a patient?
So, first thing is, I'll understand what they're looking forward for. Okay. Because if they're already into the journey of making it holistically, then I'm not going to touch at all because it'll be overwhelming for them. So, I'll just see how they goes it. But when they're already into the path of holistic approach, then we don't have to talk much about it. When they're coming out to a crash diet, looking for shortcuts to lose weight or to take care of their health, that's when we need to identify how to figure out there. So the one thing that I have seen majorly is people, no matter how much knowledge they know about doing it holistically, sometimes our brain tricks us to do the shortcuts.
Mm.
Okay, even as an expert, we have already done some kind of trial and errors to see how it works and everything, right? So the main thing that I do is that I tell them the side effects of doing it and how sustainable that is. So sustainability, when I touch them, it hits them very hard. Okay, like it's like, yeah, right. So sustainably, it is not going to work, and everybody knows that
How,
factor.
how do you phrase it? Help us out.
Okay, so when they come, like they wanted to lose weight in like 5 months. Okay,
Uh,
they give a duration, very specific goals they have. So 5 months, I need like 20 kg, 25 kg of weight loss. So I tell them, they come up with again a crash course. Like they wanted it a very crashing. So it's very attractive. The diet plan should not be like normal rice dosa. No, they need something very attractive alongside. So the first thing that I tell them is that, okay, I'm gonna give you example. So, do you think that you can maintain the weight that you have lost after the 6 months? Like, do you think that this is gonna sustain and then be there with you for after the 6 months? I feel only
when you say
1%.
attractive, what do you mean attractive diet? Like they're looking for, like, superfoods and like that kind of diet? Is that what they're?
Yeah, it would be mostly like smoothie as in like fruit juices.
Mm,
Very high glycemic index, preferably.
mm,
They would have a extremely crashing. They don't cover all the nutrient in that. No rice, no chapati, or any cereals are not covered. Basically,
mm, mm.
vegetables are mostly covered. Okay, so fruits and vegetables are something commonly covered in the plan, and more water. They tend to drink gallons of water, I would say. So these three ingredients are supposed to be the major in the diet plan, and they try to crash it.
I see.
And they come up for a 6 months expectation, but they cannot follow for more than a week, I would say,
3 weeks. Yeah.
not
Okay.
more than that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the sustainability is something that I educate about them, and I tell them, okay, see, if you're going to do in my way, how I am going to do it more balancedly, and taking care of your mental health, also taking care of your exercise regime, you're going to lose at least half of that, But whatever you have lost is not going to gain if you're going to follow the certain principles of calorie management. That's it.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. See, the problem is the sustainability, right? Everybody can lose weight, but you
Right.
have to find a method that sticks to it so that you don't gain it back. So,
Exactly.
do,
Exactly.
do you teach your patients to track calories, or what is your way to do this?
No, I prefer to do it freedom. It's a food freedom, we call it as. So
Mm,
food freedom is more convenient for majority of my clients personally.
mm,
So they don't have to consciously look for calorie management because your body is inbuilt in such a way that it cannot accept more calorie. If you're
mm,
being very mindful in your eating, if you're taking one whole plate and then you're being mindful when you're eating the food, you stop with that. You cannot eat beyond that. You will feel full, but there are certain times when we psychologically become more aggressive with the food, and then we tend to eat more. So
mm.
that is something that we need to focus on while you're picking up a food and then eating. So that's mindfulness, something is what I teach them. Maybe it doesn't come instantly, over the span
It's
it
not-
comes,
mm.
but that is how it plays. Like when you come up with a program of a 3 month or a 6 months, the diet plan is not going to change much. It's going to be similar, but we're going to teach the food culture on how to see and how to incorporate and how
I
to
see.
change that.
I see.
Yeah.
Give us an example of what you do in terms of mindful eating thing.
Okay, so the first thing is we distribute it among macros. The macros are something we are more conscious about, right? So I tell them this is carb, this is protein, and this is fat. A rough
Super.
example,
Mm,
because we don't have more than 20 to 30 food in a one macros, not more
mm,
than that. That's
mm,
how much they're going to eat commonly. And when it comes to diet, they're not going to go and hog or junk eat. They're already fixed their mind that they have to be on diet. So
mm.
in that advantage, I tell them, okay, these are carbs, these are fat and protein,
Good.
and take a small plate or a bowl, divide it into differentiation. Like your half the portion should be approximately more fiber, like carbs. That should be a fiber, and also you can have your whole grains. You can have a little portion of your curry or whatever you would like to have, and you can have a little curd or a yogurt or anything that helps you with a probiotic. So we distribute the meals according to the meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then give them. And then quantity is something I tell them to measure if they are more conscious. If I feel that they have a very bad psychology towards food, they binge eat, then I tell them probably take a cup, measure it for a couple of days. Then you would know, okay, 2 tablespoons is 1 cup. So I will have to make sure I will take 2 tablespoons. So
Mm,
that is how the food freedom works better. They're also not stressed about food when they actually do this way.
right, right, right. So teach me about oil usage. Like, how do you explain that to the patients that, hey, 1 spoon of oil is 120 calories. So how do you, I mean, every dietitian has their own different practice. How do you include oil usage in your patients?
Okay. I don't go for calorie at all,
Mm,
regardless of whatever it is. So the,
mm.
the first thing I tell them is how much they're supposed to use. So the general recommendation would be like I'll tell them half a liter per month per person. So if you're four of us at your home,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, I'm just processing it. Half a liter. So one usually comes in a liter bottle, right?
right.
Usually comes a liter bottle. So you take half a liter for 4 people in 1 month.
Per person per month, per person per month.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you're going to be, everybody is gonna not come to Shanwin or nobody's gonna come to me. Don't tell that.
Yeah, yeah.
Generally, general recommendationly, like generally, I'm telling how when people come, they generally use around 2 liters per person per month. Trust me, that's how the average is. They use 2 liters per person. So now we are making it to half a liter.
Half a
So
liter.
yeah, so I
Mm,
tell them don't deep fry any food. You're
mm,
sorted there. Just
mm,
use a saute kind of a thing. And
mm.
if you're a non-vegetarian, just be conscious about using that oil that day.
I
That's
see.
it.
Yeah, yeah. So I have listened to this multiple times, but practically speaking, how do you? So the bottle is there, okay,
Yeah.
and then it's slowly decreasing in amount. And then is there a line that they draw that okay, that's it, we're all done for the month, or how?
They have every general household have 1 liter bottle everywhere, right?
Yes.
1 liter bottle is something common.
Yeah.
And see, if they wanted every day basis, they can go with 4 teaspoons. Okay, 4 teaspoons per person again. Okay, so this is how I give them. So if
Exactly.
you just calculate 4 teaspoons, it will come to half a liter per month. Okay, so there are certain times they want to enjoy the oil. Okay, like non-vegetarian when they make it. So it's like again a calorie balance. You can have that oil a little 1 or 2 teaspoon extra, but you need to balance the calorie, right? So I tell them measure it this way. It's more convincing for them, and
Mm.
they have a half a liter or a 1 liter very standard in every household.
Yes.
So once it gets over, you probably know where you're making mistake. If it
Ah.
got over in 20 days, you know that's the mistake over there, and they correct it the next coming up month.
Then they come to your place and get the oil.
No. I wish I could sell more products and make more business, but currently we are not doing it for.
So tell us some, yeah, as I've been promoting time restricted feeding following the circadian rhythm. Tell us some tips and tricks to control hunger during the fasting period. I know that many dietitian doesn't recommend, I mean, intermittent fasting is one of the methods of weight loss. But if that is what the patient wants, what do you recommend to control the hunger during the fasting period in terms of food wise?
Right. So the common mistake I wanted to address, okay, like the common mistake people do while doing intermittent fasting. I believe in intermittent fasting also. The
Super.
time duration may vary from person to person. Okay.
Yes.
I can do a 12 hours. Somebody can do a 16 hours. It depends from person to person, and the body adapts to it easily also. So the one thing is go with the sunset and sunrise cut timing. So when you do that, eventually the appetite is all sorted there. Okay, like you start your day around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, you close it by around 6, 7 o'clock, or even 5 o'clock, your body adapts easily. Okay, so this is how I've seen in practice that when people keep their non-fasting window according to the sun cycle, it helps them better. So now,
So
if there are
I,
certain people,
I
yeah,
think you should be the promoter of my channel.
because we have tried so many things with intermittent fasting. Because when people come with intermittent fasting, we cannot say no. We
Yeah, yeah,
cannot give our ideology alone and say no, this is wrong,
yeah,
because
yeah.
this has sometimes proven that it has helped people, right?
Yes,
So
yes. So
we need.
the sunrise to sunset method. What do you recommend to your patients to eat at the dinner time to decrease the hunger? So I know you can increase your protein, increase your fiber, so that you don't feel hunger, right? Let me tell
Correct.
you, in my practice, I see a lot of fatty liver patients, and I have been putting to this program for them. The most common complaint is that at 1 a.m. I'm feeling hungry and I'm eating more than what I'm supposed to, even though we say that, drink water, that's not hunger, that is thirst, and all those things. And also, we also know that increasing the protein content and increasing the fiber content at the night dinner meal will definitely decrease the hunger. So, if I'm the patient, I'm having the hunger problem. Um, can you give us some examples of fiber rich foods that could easily be adapted in a dinner for a patient?
Okay. More pulses and dals are something that it has fiber in them. So I recommend pulses if they are going to be a vegetarian, or anybody who likes pulses. You don't have allergy to it. Pulses can definitely be incorporated. They give good
Example like
amount of flavor.
chana masala, like that you said.
Chana, yeah, chana, black chana, soybean. They have this. We have karamani and horse
Soybean is
gram,
rajma, right? Or soybean is rajma.
rajma. Yeah, rajma.
Hmm.
Yes. So these are something that they can incorporate for fiber. They can have a whole grain, preferably, not just taking plain white rice. They can go with a dosa that has dal in it, like urud dal.
Hmm.
They can also incorporate oats or whole wheats like whole grain. They can also go for ragi millets if they prefer to have them. They're also whole grain. So you get the fiber content over there in terms of main courses. Okay, these are something that they can cover, right?
Yes.
So they can also add on to very easily with vegetables. Okay,
Hmm.
vegetables are more common. They're filling also. So preferably more carrots, cucumber if they have it. So prefer to have vegetables where you don't have to cut so many things from the vegetable. Okay, like if you're going to take god vegetable, we peel out all the skin in them, right? So prefer to have vegetable where, like carrots, we don't have to peel a lot of them, lot of outer skins in them. Something that you can have as where you don't have to cut the natural process of eating that, right? Just like that. Nature gives you with everything. You cut and eat, eventually it's going to harm you. So just eat it how it comes in. So vegetable can play a very important role.
Example?
And a carrot is something, like I said, carrot, you can have
whole carrots. Whole carrots you
whole
cut it or
carrots.
peak.
Yes, you can have it. Sometimes what happens is you don't have to even peel the skin. We peel it because we want to do it. You don't have to. Just soak it in water for maybe a couple of minutes, and whatever you feel that is added in the outer line will come out definitely with warm water. You just can soak it for a couple of minutes, and then you can have carrots. Beetroots can be incorporated. Radish can be incorporated.
For the carrot here in US, it's a wonderful thing. Not a wonderful thing. It's a very common thing that hummus, the chickpea.
Yeah. We call this
So
vegetable sticks.
vegetable sticks, exactly. So they have hummus on one side, and then they have all the raw vegetables. Celery, cucumber, carrot. So is there anything similar to hummus that we can clean from an Indian version of it easily?
Yogurt, curd.
Yogurt.
Curd is something very common. Like, don't have to even do a hummus. Hummus is
Ah,
a method where you need to do some work there. The curd and yogurt is like, yeah, get it, do it. That's it. So it's very easy. That's how
right.
I recommend clients who comes here in India. I tell them yogurt and vegetables or something. If you feel there is an hunger over there, okay, they're not going to cover more than 200 calorie, to be very frank. So you eat them. You cannot eat more than 200 calorie with a vegetable and yogurt. So it covers protein also. It is filling when it comes to yogurt, and you can also have a vegetable. It covers fiber.
Super.
So
I know you must have had experiences from your patients. What is the best combination? Carrot and yogurt, or celery and yogurt, or what is the best combination?
any vegetable, carrot and yogurt is always the better. They can also add cucumber to it. They can add that. Beetroot is something that they can add alongside. It's a very good option.
Mixed with yogurt and maybe salt and some.
If they wanted to, or just like how you can just dip it and eat it. Vegetable sticks, you just cut it, dip it in the yogurt, and then have it. You don't have to even make it like a raita and then make it. You can just dip it and then have it.
Okay. Greek yogurt. How common is that in India?
Very rarely people eat. Trust me. It's very rare.
But it's available.
It's available. It's available.
I mean, available widely. I know it's available. It's available widely.
Yeah, widely. Availability comes over demand. So again, if it is like only, I would say 20% of the population use a Greek yogurt here. So that's how the availability is over here.
Why do you think the lack of attention towards Greek yogurt is because it is rich in protein?
It's rich in protein and it's expensive. That's why the reach is little lesser. So it's quite expensive. If you take a cup of curd, it's hardly 30 rupees. Greek yogurt is like 45 rupees. Okay. And a person who is doing it on a daily basis of taking the yogurt, it's become hard for them. So that is how it works.
In US, it's exactly the opposite. It's Indian yogurt is higher than the Greek yogurt.
Okay, so it maybe because we've been used to yogurt curd since what I would say 2-3 generations back we've been used to it.
And so most of the time yogurt is made in home with
home. True,
home.
Very true.
But for vegetarians, I think people should start thinking towards Greek yogurt. The taste is not that. I mean, taste is actually good. You cannot be comparing to our regular yogurt, but it's actually really good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's very good.
Patients is that there is this small dish here. It's called vegetable dip. Okay, vegetable dip. And they have hummus. They have Greek yogurt. So what I recommend is I ask them to take celery sticks, which comes along with the package, and then just have the Greek yogurt. That will give you protein. That will give you fiber, and that will definitely keep you full. There's no question about it. So moving from the plant-based to animal-based protein for night dinner. Let me ask you this: how many of your patients are vegetarians?
30% to 40%. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. And 60% meat eaters are chicken or fish or anything else?
Chicken, because again, economically, it's comparatively lesser. So chicken is something majority of the people eat, and due to certain like we have this like broiler chicken, etc., etc. So all this myth
See, that
around.
was my next question. That's what my next question. So chicken, here there are multiple, like farm raised, organic, and all those things over here. What is your take on this broiler chicken, which is widely popular in India?
See, if you have to eat protein, okay,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
eventually you would like to do them. We are not going to give them. Majority of our clients are coming for a weight loss and reversing fatty acids and etc. So eventually, they can eat it for weekly, twice, thrice. That's not going to harm them in any way. If you think in that way, every vegetable is again undergoing some kind of methods, like pesticides are added, so there are a lot of processing going on in and around, even with vegetables, fruits, and your cereals and everything, right?
Mhm.
So if you go too much into it, eventually you get stressed about it. You cannot eat anything. Okay.
Mm.
So if you are okay with eating a non-vegetarian, go with broiler chicken. It's okay.
Okay. Mm.
Maybe do it twice or thrice a week. Don't do it on a regular basis.
Mm.
It is not going to harm you again. The one thing that generally happens is people get more constipated when they eat a non-vegetarian every single day. So they
Absolutely.
don't know, yeah, importance of eating non-veg is there, but you need to know how much to eat again. That's the thing that I would say about non-vegetarian.
Okay. Okay. So you adding that protein also from an animal-based protein, right? So most of the time, chicken is masala, right? Most of the times.
Right, right.
And then your oil content will, your calculation
Will
will come
increase.
in as well.
Correct, correct.
Mm,
So
mm,
there are things that I generally do is that I give them more soups. Soups are something very
soup.
like it's from away from anything that we think is more calorie. Okay, so
Mm,
when they're going into an IF or something, they want to keep themselves full. Add a lot of vegetables. Add some chicken to it. There is no nothing, no masala there. Just hardly some salt there. That's it. So
yes.
you make a vegetable chicken soup or a stew where you can just consume it. It's more filling for them, and you don't have to worry that oil coming in, masala coming in. It's sorted over there. They can do this very easily as well. Yeah.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Super, super. Sounds good. Beautiful. So I think we did, audience were listening. I think two major important points that she mentioned was at night dinner, please make sure that you have some kind of protein, some kind of fiber. And the best thing to do is to get a Greek yogurt if you can, and then take some vegetables and then dip it in. So you have both protein and fiber. If you're non-vegetarian, it's okay to add chicken at the time of dinner, but just don't overdo it. So moving from diet to physical activity, how do you combine physical activity in your program, and or people are changing their mindset that hey, diet is more important than physical activity? What is your take on that?
People are changing. Diet is more important than physical activity now, but physical activity plays a 20% role again with your any
Absolutely.
kind of health condition that you're going to work on.
Mhm.
So I tell them to be physically active first. You don't have to go hit the gym. Don't
Mhm.
have to do 1 hour yoga. Don't do all those things. Be physically like when you're on a call, just move around.
Just walk.
Probably, yeah, when you have a meeting where you can switch off your cameras, just go do the walking part. This
Mhm.
is where I give them to be more easy ways to do, like cover up your day-to-day activity physically, like make sure you go move around. So the once you do
Don't
that,
use the elevator.
what is it?
Don't use the lift.
Yes,
Uh,
staircases again. Yeah,
mm,
that's one of the big thing again. So these
mm.
are very small pointers to work on when you're physically active. Once you reach that goal, maybe it might take 2 or 3 weeks of time. Then, if you would like to be more active, you want to hit gym and other thing, then we recommend a fitness experts to come inside and then play a role there to give them a plan where it is more easy for them, time consuming as well, and then we tend to collaborate with that and do it.
Nice, nice, nice. So one thing I've been like recommending to my patients is meditation. Okay. And the reason for that is, there's multiple research that have been showing that meditation have decreased the cortisol levels. As you know, cortisol is the such a bad hormone for belly fat and abdominal obesity. And this meditation is the only non-medication way to decrease cortisol levels. But whenever I talk to a patient from India, um, uh, we were the one who were adopted meditation to start with, right? And now everybody else is doing it, and we are thinking as if it is only reserved only for people like sannyasis and saints who live in Himalayas. So have you seen that happening, and what is your take on that? And tell me what is the current status over
Meditation, personally speaking, I have been into certain practices since like 12, 13 years of meditation. Okay.
there? Nice.
I do that in a very, it's not a religious process at
Yes.
all. Okay. It's not nothing to do to
Spiritual.
religious. It's more scientific that your nerves and your brains get very calm instantly when you sit with your own thoughts. Okay. So I always believe in sitting with our own thoughts. Like you need to handle it. People are afraid to handle their own thoughts. Okay, what it might be something. Eventually, that's the true factor that's happening. We don't want to sit with our own thoughts and deal with what exactly is happening. But it's going to take a couple of minutes to do that. Once you do that, the stress hormone, like you said, the cortisol goes very low instantly. There are certain people they can try it out when they do a meditation. It's just simply sitting nil, nothing. You don't have to do any complete sit with a light, one goddess in the front. No, not that way. Just sit simply in a closed environment where there's no noise. They
Right.
start yawning. They start yawning.
Right.
Yawning is a symptom where you're getting your stress level lower. The first symptom that generally happens for majority of the people.
Right.
And I've tried observing it many people also. Sit simply. When they come to a clinic, I tell them when I see them in person, sit now, just relax. My clinic is quiet. I tell them sit down and then relax. They start yawning after like 5, 10 minutes, and then I note them. I tell them, see, you yawned it because your stress levels are getting lower. So it helps definitely better because when we are going to take care of physical health, mental health is also important over there.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I think when you combine that with diet, I think that's where, especially when you hit a plateau, everybody's going to hit a plateau at one point of time regarding whatever approach that they do. The
true.
meditation, decreasing the cortisol levels, will be the one to like get them to the next level.
Correct.
It's so funny that before when I grew up, my mom used to say, "Don't sit doing nothing, do something." Now we are saying that don't do something, just sit doing nothing.
That's very true. That's very true. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. I think I love your concept of bringing the mental health into the weight loss program. I think that is a very, very underrated technique, and I absolutely strongly believe in it. Being a gastroenterologist, I can clearly say that our second brain is in our gut, and we need to slow it down from the terms of meditation as well. So
Absolutely.
I'm going to ask you a controversial question. Okay.
Okay, I'm preparing my mind.
Right.
Okay.
You want to meditate, you can do.
Yeah.
If you want to
I can
meditate,
do. I can go straight to meditation now. If it's gonna be extremely
before the
controversial, I'm saying, Paul, I'm undergoing medication. Like definitely a meditation. Let's do it later then. Okay.
so
Shoot out.
obesity is a pandemic, and every Tom, Dick, and Harry is coming up with their own weight loss program, and then they're just like, hey, come to us, we will make you lose weight, right? So I can name few. Herbalife Nutrition is one of the widely international owned program, and there is something like Dash Diet over here, Atkins Diet. There are like so many programs. Optavia is one of the other thing as well. Um,
True.
so you tell me, being a dietitian, what is your take on all these programs? And then I'm not saying that it is very bad, or at the same time, there should be a fine line. So what is your take on that?
I don't recommend them. They're all supplements where they provide, okay, something not going with the nature. They're
Mm,
against nature, okay. So
mm,
anything is against nature is not right at all, regardless of how big it is, okay. Like the company is international or it's extremely bigger than that. I don't care about it.
mm,
If it's not going aligning with your nature, then it is not definitely not going to help you in the long run. That's
mm,
the only thing I preferably say because the companies like Herbalife and other stuffs, like you said, Atkins Diet and everything, they majorly don't focus on the sustainability. Okay, they give you a shortcut method for a couple of things, and to be very frank, they only promote their product telling that they've seen result. How many of them are being affected here?
mm,
Okay, that's more important. And trust me, Ashwini started their personal consultation with a product like that.
mm,
Okay, and that's a very big story.
mm,
It reaches to the extreme of an auto driver. Okay,
Mm.
my first video was that an auto driver's wife had been affected with such kind of a supplement. She was able to afford the 20-30K to make the product because she thought it's going to help her. Whereas she didn't think that it's going to help in a natural way of eating healthy,
Wow.
being more active and everything, right?
I'm sorry, I
So
didn't get it. What were you saying? So the auto driver's wife was purchasing this product to lose weight? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, this just came as a the place where I work. They just
Mm.
want she lost her kidney to be precise.
I
So
see.
she was in CKD stage 4, and she came for a consultation, nutrition consultation to me, and she was looking forward for something like a hope probably. Okay,
Right.
it was like a blink. She didn't take any program with me. She just
Mm.
came for an inquiry. So when she came, she when I listened to her story, she saved. She's doing an household activity. Okay, and she saved for 5 months to get this product. Okay,
Mm.
and once she has started for around 9 months, she followed this supplement program, and after that 9 months she started having this CKD stage 4.
Mm.
Okay, so
Mm.
we have no studies telling that this is absolutely linked to the product,
Right.
but eventually the one change that has happened is only the product here again.
Right. Right.
Okay,
Right.
so
Yeah.
we as experts cannot do anything. We cannot go and do a research there, right?
Right.
So that's how
Absolutely.
it started. I felt bad. I'm like, just I need to put myself out there to educate more
Absolutely,
people.
absolutely, yeah, absolutely. You know, kidney is one of the thing, and liver. We see a liver
Liver.
problem all the time, all the time.
Right, right.
Not limited to a particular company. We're just talking about all processed synthetic way, and there is no
That,
shortcut. I think that is the key. There is no shortcut at all. The
right.
amount of work that you put in to lose weight, the higher the amount of work, the longer the sustainability is because you put in that work. There is
Correct.
yes. If you just get it easily, then you don't understand, appreciate what you got.
Very, 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 very true about the fact. Yeah, that's the thing. It's mostly comes in a form of meal replacement. Okay.
Right,
So if people would like to know more about it, they come in terms of meal replacement. Like
right,
they're not supplements. We term it as meal replacement.
right,
Supplements are add on to our natural foods.
right.
Meal replacement are cutting down our foods and then adding instead of the food.
Exactly, exactly. So that along the same lines, there is a recent craze about broccoli, and people are willing to pay a lot more compared to spinach. And here in US, broccoli and spinach are almost equal price, right? Because it's available over here.
Yeah, over there. Yeah.
Ah,
So this
over
is a scam like oats. Okay, how
yes.
oats came into India, how they came.
Right.
They just said breakfast was itself wrong. Whatever breakfast you were eating were wrong. They pongal and dosa are something wow, wholesome meal. You cut out that and say oats is good. Okay,
Right.
it's the same way it with the broccoli. So broccoli is nothing is so special about broccoli. The only special is they come from outside India. They're
Absolutely.
imported basically.
Absolutely.
So
It is a
that
very
is
good. It's a very good grade. It's rich in fiber, absolutely. But the point is, the same amount of fiber can be obtained in very
the
vegetables as well.
correct. The different vegetables available with us, definitely. So it's nothing wrong in doing it, but we don't have to go into the myth and fact that okay, broccoli is the best vegetable to have for a weight loss or to treat our health. Then that's not the right way to do it because we have other sources of vegetables also available.
Let me ask you. So if a patient comes to you and then says, "Hey, no, I'm pretty confident that broccoli is the way to go," what is the alternative vegetable that you will say that's almost equal in fiber and nutrients compared to broccoli?
Oh, you can go with cauliflower, you can go with spinach if you would like to go about it. You can go with all green vegetables like broad beans, peas. All these things have good amount of fiber in them. So that's more than enough for you to add it in your menu than
Nice.
going for the broccoli.
Nice, nice. You know, it's a funny story. You know, last time I came to Madurai in October to visit our trust. Um, uh, there was a family member who was admitted in the hospital. Okay, so people bought kiwi. Okay, kiwi, which was sold right outside the hospital. At one kiwi was like 35 rupees, 40 rupees, or something like that,
Mm.
right? And then I was like, why are you buying this? And then they were like, you know, he's sick. So if I give kiwi, he's going to get better, right? So the point is the kiwi has to be given before he got sick.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think this kiwi, this broccoli, I think at the same time, my friend Saravana Kumar, he eats a pizza and then he eats a kiwi, thinking that kiwi will compensate the pizza.
I want to meet your friend Saravana Kumar one day in my clinic telling, come, I'm going to teach you what it is.
So all these superfoods are like really not super if you really look deep into it. You have very equivalent Indian comparisons as well. Okay, so this has been a wonderful interview session, but I want to wrap this up by asking you what is the most common myth that people, not myth, problem that people face when they during the weight loss journey, and what is your advice to them?
They lose the consistency very, very commonly, which happens like they think that they can do it, but they cannot do it. Because the one common factor is that we aren't giving them anything fancy. So the brain easily thinks, oh, this is not going to work
Yes.
eventually. But this is the one you ate and got fat. This is the one you ate and then had had a health issue that has caused you so many troubles there. Okay. Consistency is something missing, that people who are looking forward to do something, change in them, need more consistency in doing it. That is what is needed.
Super, super. Sounds good. Beautiful, beautiful. Be consistent, and it's like a small seed that you are growing. Eventually, there will be a huge tree to a point that our interview will be subsided beneath the tree.
Absolutely.
Anyway, thank you so much, Ashwini. You've been so good. And Ashwini has an Instagram handle. Ashwini's website will be listed in the link as well. Please check her out. And these guys are doing wonderful. These guys are registered, not dietitian. They're masters in clinical nutrition. I vouch for them because I strongly believe that the overall holistic approach cannot be done just with a doctor alone. There has to be a nutritionist or a dietitian involved. So thank you again for your time.
Thank you so much, Paul. It was a great session.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.